I just had a pop-up notification. The Fate roll at Apple no
Yeah,
longer
no.
work after April 25th, 2017.
Yeah, might have to start.
What are we going to do about that, Lady Whiskers? What do you suggest?
I'm hoping at some point to get this Patreon thing rolling, and then hopefully I can invest in a recorder or an interface with enough inputs so we can actually just play at the table and mic everybody up.
Yeah.
That'd be the sort of end goal, because it would be a lot easier to organise and shit.
Yeah, it would. There's also the
downside, I won't be able to play in pajamas.
That and oh God, sorry, that was the cat knocking against the microphone. The kind of thing of if I'm feeling like antisocial, I'm more likely to say yes to this because I don't have to go anywhere, and I can just sit here and whilst I'm not playing, be pissing about or studying, rather than having to go somewhere.
True.
Does would Roll20 work?
I'll have to have a look. In theory, yes. In theory. So hopefully I can work out something. There'll be a way around it.
There'll be a way around it. Ways and means. Do I lose my moderate consequence, or do I still have that? Go on.
Yeah. I think in circumstances, get rid of stress, get rid of minor or moderate consequences. Cool. It's just you two tonight. I don't know if you caught that, but yeah.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oliver apparently out. Tom.
Being Tom.
Gaming with his brother. Hannah looking after the girl she looks after. So yeah.
Okay.
The side means it seems to go a little bit sort of quicker, a little bit more smoother when there's fewer people anyway. So
yeah. There is a third player at the minute.
Another Lady Whiskers.
Yeah, she's being clingy. So if you hear any purring, I apologise.
That's cool. It'll be right. Right. Have you both got your character sheets?
I do.
Sorted? Yep. All right. So yeah, mark off any stress or whatnot. So last time I left it, you'd both been investigating two separate avenues. Valco and Rupert had been investigating the corruption in the local police department and the Black Coat vampires, and had found an informant for the Black Coat embedded in the IPD department.
But they all died.
Yeah, well, a couple of them died, and the station got hit quite badly, so they're not going to be of much use to anybody in the coming battles. Meanwhile, Aira and George were investigating the theft of the Winter King's spear. Discovered that a group of revenants had essentially staged a hit on one of the Winter King's vassals as they were transporting the spear, or possibly had taken the spear without the Winter King's prior knowledge. You're not entirely sure on that one. And it come to your attention that the revenants were being taking their orders from someone called Tarquin Zando, a corporate lobbyist and sort of figure in the business sector in the city. So from there, this is where it gets a bit weird, because I'm not releasing the audio from the last episode because it went a bit squiffy. So where we're going to pick up, basically Valco received some information from someone purporting to be.
How do you mean squiffy, James? I might be able to tell if you.
No, it's because it's narratively it's a bit of a faff.
Oh right, I see.
And because it's because we're out of it and everything, it doesn't make for a great episode. It's fine for the story, but it doesn't make for a great episode.
Oh, I see.
So I'm just going to narrate through that, because essentially I can do that in a couple of minutes, and then just we'll be picking the episodes back up from here. So don't worry about that. But in terms of what you did, Valco received some information from the Black Court offering a deal. essentially, Terence Mulvard, who was a Black Coat vampire you were supposed to be assassinating on behalf of... I forgot the name now. One moment. The Enchantress. What's her name?
I know exactly who you mean, but I can't remember who.
Madame
Troya.
Madame Troya. That's it. Got there eventually. Right. On behalf of Madame Troya, she'd sent you to eliminate or neutralize Terence Mulvard. You received some information from the Terence Mulvard's servants, a Black Coat vampire, but seemingly based on his dodgy accent and otherwise odd behavior.
Yeah, we did figure out.
They too were after the Winter King spear, and would trade you that for the territory that Madame Troya wants. In the meantime, they offered you essentially a peace offering, which was the believed location of Tarquin Zandor. However, that turned out to be a trap, and a strike team of associates from the cabinet, seemingly revenant warriors similar to the one that Aira and George took out, made an attempt to essentially capture you or kill you. So you managed to take those guys out, and that's pretty much where we pick up. As you're dusting yourself off, and seemingly you come out of it with no wounds and sort of not too exhausted.
It's a miracle.
One of the strike team's members, you hear a oddly non-sequitorial jangly ringtone coming from his pocket. It does it twice and then cuts off.
Were they all dead now, or disabled? Or
3 dead, 1 captured. The 3 dead ones almost immediately begin to crumble to dust.
Did the ringtone come from a dead one or the captured one?
The captured one.
Okay, I go and get the phone out of his pocket, since I don't think my magic affects technology.
It does not.
You're going to answer that then? I'll say to the guy.
He glares at you and looks somewhat wan as Aira picks up the phone and looks at it. And the name on the ring, on the caller, is Asset Grey.
Ooh, spooky.
It's missed call, and then as you're sort of puzzling this out, you get a text comes through on the phone. Proceeding from vault to drop location. Require backup.
And this is from Agent Grey as well.
Yeah, that's from Asset Grey. Yeah.
Grey, sorry. I can't resist. I say to this guy, how do you want to do that? Then this says it's from Asset Grey, but your mates over there, the ones that are now completely grey and dust and belonging to Dyson, not on the mortal plane.
He glares at you for a moment and then says, "Do your worst, Faye bitch. I ain't talking."
But you literally are, so you've already failed.
I mean, figuratively. So grumbles into his tactical vest.
Well.
I was wondering how should we respond to the text?
In a situation at the minute, we'll wrap up soon and get there ASAP. That gives us a bit of time, and is congruent with us, with him, with the kind of like backstory of him kicking our asses, if you get what I mean.
Maybe
it makes sense to me.
I was thinking maybe hostiles neutralized, something about something trying to get the drop zone location.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. How are you two set up for? Has any of you got deception? Perhaps.
Yeah, I've got +2 deceit.
Between us, we might be able to do it. We've also got +2.
Okay. I'll tell you what. One of you make the check first, and you can assist the other one. So I'll call it a +2 difficulty. Oh, sorry, +3. Let's call it, to be fair on them. +3 difficulty. And if you pass it, you can give +2 to the next person to roll. Okay, no. So it's Valk on his own here. Ooh, have you got any aspects you can invoke here?
I might.
Let's have a look.
Be able to say read all about it, possibly. If it's text-based, that's stretching, maybe.
That's a bit of a stretch. Let me just see what you've got.
Truth, lies, and illusions would probably fit well, but I've got no fucking chance.
You know what? Ex-con Luxomancer laying low. It pretty much fits the bill pretty well, actually.
High concept.
The high concept, yeah, in terms of so your experience in the criminal underworld and the sort of nature of being very deceptive. That fits pretty well. So yeah, I'll give you, if you want to spend a fate point, you can have a +2.
Yeah, I'll go for that.
Okay.
Thank you.
So in circumstances, so yeah, you text back saying hostiles neutralized, and then in a sort of a moment of inspiration, you realize you can essentially set her up set Asset Grey up in some kind of ambush, if you're so inclined, and suggest to Asset Grey that you could meet them en route, just, you know, and say, sorry, my brain's gone dead. Yeah, you can meet them en route and suggest them to forward their route to meet them on their way there. Sure enough, within a few, actually, give me. Yep, quite easily fool them. Sure enough, a few moments later, they say they send you a list of coordinates. It seems to be somewhere out on the moors, a long stretch of road. And
whereabouts in the moors? Which part?
Let's go with, so the moors coming out of, I want to say Tapton. I think I mean Door.
Okay, yeah.
Field Moor. Hang on.
Towards Alabar roundabout.
That's the one where you sort of turn it towards Bakewell, or?
It's a ridiculous roundabout, though. It doesn't seem like you're on a roundabout. I think it's the Peacock.
That oblong one.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. In fact, yeah. She said. I keep saying she. I don't know why I keep saying she. Asset Grey replies saying, "Meet me at." It gives you a series of coordinates for the Peacock Pub.
Cool.
Right.
Let's get over there then. We're in Totley at the minute, aren't we? So we're not too far.
So it's not very far away.
Right,
Essentially,
so I guess
you can beat them there.
I guess the rest of our friends can look after this revenant here, and we'll make our way.
That seems very germane. Yeah. So let me just open the map so I know what I'm doing in terms of.
Oh no, we need transport as well.
You what?
I could probably drive. I don't have the drive skill, but that's just for like stunt driving, isn't it? The drive skill.
Yeah, I mean, and also you can call upon aspects if you need to sort of give yourself a bit of an edge with driving in terms of sheer luck. So, just trying to think. Just think of a skill that would be come in handy for finding. You could either take. Actually, you all took one car, didn't you? Did you?
I have no idea.
Right. Okay. Give me a. I forget. It's not called perception in this, is it? It's called
Alertness.
Yeah, let's go with alertness. Give me an alertness check. Or alternatively, resources if you perhaps have a vehicle or a friend's vehicle nearby that you could arguably borrow.
So, alertness. Yeah.
Right.
I'm going to re-roll that for resources.
Okay.
It's the same.
Slightly better.
Slightly better.
All right. Okay. There's no vehicles nearby that you can borrow that seem to be of much use. However, Aira has a contact in the area who can lend them a, let's say, an old 1970s era Land Rover. Yeah,
seems
that'll
legit.
do.
Is
Standard.
It caked in, is it caked in mud? And
It's caked in mud.
It's a legit Land Rover then.
It's legit Land Rover. Caked in mud. Seen better days. It used to be that kind of like aqua green color. However, it's very faded at this point, but it should serve its purpose. Who's your contact? Who do you speak to borrow this Land Rover?
Snorri Gustafsson.
And who would they be? Are they similarly from the supernatural community, or are they just?
Yeah. Yeah, Snorri is a kind of what would be a
Svartalf.
Pardon?
Svartalf, maybe.
What's that?
Svartalf. Sorry, I can't say it very well.
I still don't know what you're talking about.
Svartalf. I can't. Hang on, let me type it out. It'd be easier.
Yeah, I still don't know what that is.
Oh, it's the Dresden equivalent of dwarves.
Maybe.
Nordic in origin, maybe. Or I'll let you decide. It's your character, your contact.
Cool, thank you. You have always just decided that we're ambushing this woman. So Snorri is some sort of supernatural being who was around, still around at the time of the Vikings, and is the one who wrote the sagas, but wrote under a pen name because he didn't want to get too famous because he's shy.
Ooh. So long live. So maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, go on.
Yeah. So and now he lives in Dor in his retirement, like everyone else who's retired.
Right. Sounds good. I'm just going to write that one down actually, just in case it comes up. So Snorri Gustafsson. Yeah. Nope.
Sorry, I keep muting myself and forget. Then you talk, and then I forget I've muted, and then answering, and then it's pointless.
Snorri Gustafsson, Viking era retiree.
There's 2 S's in son.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Snorri with some concern hands you the keys to Land Rover and says, "Yeah, have at it. Good battle." Or not battle, depending.
Every battle's a good battle. Cool. So let's get going.
Okay. Right. So it only takes you a short while to park up at the Peacock Inn. And
oh, yeah, we're totally taking the phone as well. Just declare that before we
head
off.
I assumed you would, but yeah, okay. So, what are you doing in the meantime while you wait for this Asset Grey, whoever they may be?
Taking in the beautiful scenery of the Peak District.
What time of year is it? It's wintry, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 2 days before Christmas.
Oh, yeah, totally not sitting outside and enjoying the beer garden.
So
I'm just going to sit there and with my feet on the dashboard and look nonchalant.
Okay, right. So if Valco's inside, you won't need to make any kind of high check. Is that what you're doing? Were you going inside the pub or?
Oh no, I was thinking of like looking like one of the patrons outside while keeping watch, but I can't really do that from inside. Unless we're not going to split up.
No, we're not.
Okay, so you're both sitting inside the Land Rover and waiting for this person to show up.
Yeah.
Sit
Yeah.
Sit in the back. I'm going to hang on. No, can't really tint the windows of it and have it not stand out. Okay, carry on.
Right. Okay, so I think on the circumstances, if you both like to make me a stealth check or deceit, you can argue it either way. As you appear to, as you attempt to appear nonchalant or otherwise unobtrusive.
Mediocre.
Yeah, I'll look at find some what's they called? Those Ordnance Survey maps. Just look at like pretending I'm going on a walk. Just hide my face.
Okay.
By the way, it doesn't work.
You two are doing the equivalent of like sort of sticking your hands in your pockets and whistling, attempting to appear nonchalant. Valco's got his face buried in a map, and Aira's just there picking her nails or otherwise looking concerned or anger or something like that, presumably. You're there for about 10 minutes, and the car park's fairly quiet this time of day, so it's quite obvious when a beat-up 1960s Harley Davidson Tourer pulls in, and you can see there's what appears to be a rifle rack down the side of the bike with a wooden staff or perhaps a spear tucked into this rifle rack.
Oh, it's going to be the most badass rogue wizard, isn't it?
Quite possibly. And a rider on the bike. Obviously, it's not riding itself. In full leathers and a tinted black helmet. And they look up at you, make eye contact, and I'm going to attempt something here. You two both make an alertness check. See who has the first shot, as it were. Right, and their alertness is not great. Good enough, though. You hear a loud "fuck," and the motorcyclist has a hand, and you can see energy gathering in it. It seems to be some kind of black, almost black energy, almost the absence of light, gathering in the palm. Before they thrust their palm out towards the Land Rover and attempt to make an attack. Right, so we just it looks like they're having to strain themselves to this. So they gather up this dark energy in the hand and thrust it out towards Land Rover, seemingly strain themselves quite a lot to do so. It flies out towards you, shattering the windscreen between you two. And who'd like to go first? I think you both got the same. Oh, Valko would go first.
Trying to think. I'm going to as he so has he literally stopped moving? Is his motorcycle still running, or is it?
It's the engine's running, but it's not going anywhere at the moment.
It's idling, right?
Yeah, basically they pulled up, looked up, seen you, fired off this blast at the car, missed both of you. It sort of passed straight through the windscreen, shattering it. And you got a chance to react now.
Right, I'm going to shove the door open, jump out, and aim a laser at his fuel tank.
Ooh, okay. So are you doing the standard?
I'll just do a standard one, seeing as it's
okay,
just the fuel tank.
All right, go for it.
So is that one mental stress?
Roll. One mental stress, yeah. Make a discipline roll, and I believe you've got to get a 4.
Yeah, it's 4 shifts of power. I've got 5 because I've got the thing.
Yep. You just need to get a 4 or more, don't you? Nice. Versus their drive. Seems appropriate. +2. Right, it strikes the fuel tank, and the fuel tank glows briefly before exploding.
Cool.
Throwing the driver into the air and landing with a thud. And they're going to take a physical stress. The fact that they're not being shredded to pieces suggests they managed to pull up some kind of shield at the last moment. But yeah. So, Aira, what would you like to do?
I'm going to, now that they're kind of like out on the floor, I'm going to try and kind of like freeze them in place, kind of like put just a cold in their muscles that they can't move. Not trying to necessarily inflict more damage on them, just a holding kind of ness.
Okay. So say what their endurance is, and I'll give you the difficulty based on that. That's called +1. Right, so you're going to need to summon 4 shifts of power. So basically, it's going to cost you 1 mental stress, and you need to roll a discipline and get 4 or more.
Okay.
If you wanted to spend an extra 1 mental stress, you could. That'll work.
Yeah, sure, I'll do that.
Okay. So yeah, it takes you a little bit more power than you used to, but you managed to send the chill into the rider's bones. What essentially I'll do is they'll have to make an endurance check to move every round. That seems fair. Okay. Right. On their turn, so they're going to make that endurance check. Yeah, they sort of roll on the floor, struggling against this this coldness, this magical coldness you've put upon them, and they're not going to be able to do anything this round. Falco.
All right. With my, what can I tell about the kind of magic he's using? Is there a way to stop him from using it, apart from just knocking him unconscious?
Knocking him unconscious. The usual way to disable a spellcaster is to either knock him unconscious. If you take away any kind of focus items they have, that'll make it more difficult for them to cast. Or there's something called Thorn Manacles, which you don't have currently.
I don't have that.
Thorn Manacles essentially have tiny needles on the inside, which sort of muck up the spell aura around the caster, making it more difficult for them to cast or preventing it outright.
Okay. I'm trying to think. What's I'm thinking just finding a bit of motorcycle debris and whacking him overhead with it.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Let me have a look.
Probably going to be might, isn't it?
Not my weapons.
Either way, it's still the same. Is he capable of moving, or is he?
There's some movement apparently, so they might be able to dodge out of the way. I'm going to basically give you. You can spend in fact, you can invoke it this time as a free tag. And in future rounds, you'll need to spend a fate point on it. But yeah, you can give yourself a +2 based on the fact that they are currently frozen in place.
Right. Well, see how it turns out first, and then.
Okay. Versus their athletics, which is 0.
Hey.
Right, okay, so you deal them a total of, let's say, call the bit of motorcycle and improvised mace. So you try and crack them over the head, but given that they're still wearing the cycling helmet, and apparently you haven't hit them quite as hard as you need to, it doesn't do much more than daze them temporarily.
Right, okay.
Right, Aira.
I will try and kind of finish the job, like go over and take the helmet off and then kick them in the head.
Okay. You rip off the helmet. The person underneath is a dark-haired woman in a sort of seemingly early 50s with sort of tanned skin. She's got quite a number of scars around her mouth and cheeks and eyes.
Okay.
Hard, angry-looking grey eyes.
Still going to kick her in the head.
Okay. So that would be a melee? I think. Fists. That's it.
Fists. Cool. Boo.
Okay. You can spend a fate point if you want to invoke the frozen in place aspect.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So that'll give you a +3 versus her athletics of mediocre. Right, so that's another 3 physical stress, I think. Yeah, I think that's going to knock her out. You kick her in the side of the head and she just goes limp. Giving you a time to sort of work out what exactly you've done here. So the Harley Davidson is just utterly destroyed. There's a smoking hole in the side of the pub wall where there's a wooden staff protruding from it. It looks to be etched with runes, so presumably this was some kind of focusing staff.
Better run and grab that. Yep. Seems important.
She's got a phone on her, and also a small caliber pistol, so like a little holdout pistol.
Just to be absolutely certain, I'm going to take the phone we took from the guy we captured in the house and ring this Asset Gray's number.
Yep.
Does the phone we've taken from this woman ring?
It does.
Fantastic. That would have been really awkward if it was just some like biker who likes sticks.
One random biker who was like a magic user.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So if you wanted to stop her casting spells now, you could in theory bind her hands and mouth. If that's your end goal. But what would you like to do here? The scene is yours.
I think we need to do that because, better safe than sorry. What do you reckon?
Falco? Do that first, and we need to find something else about the so-called drop zone, because I'm guessing that's going to
take us to Tarquin.
And give us more information. She's got nothing else in any pocket, so she didn't have a backpack or anything, or is that
no, apparently not. No, there's like bits of loose change and whatnot, but nothing that seems to be of importance.
Does she look to be like a? Does she look to be like a vampire, or does she look like to be a wizard?
Definitely not a vampire because you pull the helmet off and she's not turned into a crisp. Guessing from the staff, either she's delivering it to someone else or it belongs to her, and she's either a wizard or a sorcerer.
Oh, hang on, wasn't it the staff that we were looking for?
No, it was a spear.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be like one of those like hidden in plain sight kind of things. Okay.
Does the staff look like it's part of a spear, or is it just a staff?
It's just a staff.
Okay.
So,
could I read anything on the runes? Do they mean anything to me?
Let's say they're in classical Greek. So they wouldn't be runes, they'd be lettering. Seem to be some kind of almost like a mathematical formula.
Okay. This seems like something that George would be best to decipher, given that she's a historian.
You know what? I guess from my days of reading, I might have learned. I'd have maybe been learning the classics as well. So I'll declare that one of my languages was Greek.
Okay.
Classic Greek.
Make a note of that. So I keep saying runes, they're not runes unless they're Viking. Yeah, it's a focus staff. It's the lettering doesn't have any, so the formula doesn't have a specific translation, but it's meant to channel. Oh, give me a law check. Yeah, I'll do. The staff is meant to channel necromantic energies. So controlling undead, messing about with death and stuff.
Not the sort of thing the White Council approves of. In the
Definitely
slightest.
Hang on, let me have a look. So necromancer staff. Yeah. If you were to use necromancy, if you had that kind of capability, yeah, this would be pretty good for you. It'd give you +2 to necromantic control spells.
I'll give it to Azro then when we see him. And the inevitable crossover.
Right. I'm going to invoke an aspect here. And the aspect that I'm going to invoke is Asset Grey. They are indeed an asset, and they don't work alone. So, as you're looking over this staff, so I'm just doing eeny, meeny, miny, mo. What is that? Valkyrie, look down. There's a little red dot on the front of your jacket.
It doesn't look good, does it?
Give me a look at this check. If you can. Okay. Give yourself a +1 on your athletics roll. versus their guns. +4. Oh, actually, hang on. I'll let you keep that if you want to, or you can try and pull up a shield.
I think
Go on.
My instinct would be to pull up a shield, but I'll keep it.
Either or, you're good here. Yeah, a red dot appears on your jacket. You look down and manage to throw yourself to the side as one of the stone bricks in the wall behind you just shatters, and you hear the echoes of a high caliber bullet being fired.
Rude.
Very rude.
Haven't even killed her.
So, yeah, what are you doing?
How far are we from the van? The Land Rover?
Quite easily make it there and have another action.
What about carrying
That's what I'm thinking.
Biker Woman there as well?
Grab onto Biker Woman and drag her there. That's
if you say that you two are going to do that together, that seems legit.
Yeah.
You both sort of bend down, grab the
grab an arm each,
grab the Biker Woman, and hustle very, very quickly towards the Land Rover, getting in, slam the door shut behind you. So there's going to be a shot against Aira now. You can try and pull up a shield if you like, or dodge out of the way. You see the little red dot flash in your vision.
I'll pull up Ice Shield.
Okay.
So that is 2 mental stress. So to confirm, since I think the big revelation of last session was none of us knew what the fuck we were doing, or thought we knew what we were doing with stress, but didn't. I have my kind of like at the beginning of session, my available mental stress boxes that I can use are 1, 2, 3, and 4. I used 2 and the thing, so as I'm using 2 mental stress now, I need to use the 3 one because that's higher than 2, and I don't get any change. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Perfect. Or you could use a mild consequence to bring the cost down by 2, and use your 1. But you generally save your consequences until you absolutely need them.
Yeah.
So so tick off your 3.
Mm-hmm.
And make a discipline roll.
Discipline roll. That sounds like a really shit sandwich. #boom. Bitch.
Nice. Yeah. So there's this little flash of red as the laser sight targets you in the face, and you just instantly throw your palm out, and where the windscreen used to be, there's this instant like 2-inch thick shield of ice just forms straight in front of your hand. The gunshot rings out again, and the bullet's just caught straight in this ice shield, which you then can just dismiss, sending little shards of ice out everywhere.
Groovy.
That's his turn. Right, so then it would be the Necromancer, but she's unconscious, so it would be Valko.
Well,
who's driving?
I'll drive.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, I forgot to mute myself. Right, I'm going to try and do what I did last time with sort of eagle type sight with focusing light, and because I'm guessing I'll be able to get a reasonable direction of where he's coming from. Try and
hyper awareness would do exactly that, I believe. So, if you're using it as a simple action rather than a block, give me a discipline roll. Take 1 mental stress. So you already spent 1 mental stress, haven't you? Lou?
Yeah. Yeah.
So then you have to use your 2.
Yep. So discipline roll, that's not very good.
Okay. So give yourself a +2 to an alertness roll.
That sounds like a better sandwich.
Okay. Versus their stealth, which is at +2 because they've got a ghillie suit. Still not enough. Yeah, you sort of focus your magic for a moment and let your vision becomes super sharp. On the hill opposite, there's a similar looking, in fact, a World War II era motorcycle. One of them big bulky fuckers, propped up against a tree. And in a nearby bush, you can see what appears to be a man in a ghillie suit with what looks like a sniper rifle.
Right.
And actually, with that roll as well, you can see that he's got a leg brace.
Ooh, I'll relay this to Ava. I'm guessing she had some kind of interaction with somebody similarly recently.
Oh yeah, this is probably ghillie suit cunt. Who we? Oh yeah, I beat the shit out of him, then called him an Uber.
Called him an Uber. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was feeling merciful, so I beat the shit out of him in the middle of a field, and then I think we went back to the car, but I ordered him an Uber for 1 hour's time, so he had enough time to crawl over to the road.
Exactly. Yeah, it's that fucker.
And now he's back.
He's back and he's pissed. So, yeah, that's Valkyra's turn. Aira, what are you doing?
So we've got, did you say 2 guys in another vehicle? And no, 1 guy on a hill?
No, just the one guy on the hill with a motorcycle nearby.
Okay. Let's have a look then. I think I'm just going to drive. What do you reckon, Valko?
That seems like a good idea. Moving targets harder to hit.
GTFO, yeah. Yeah, I will set off. But I won't use my indicator, so it doesn't know which way I'm going to turn.
No, indicate the wrong way.
Yeah, actually I will.
Like in France.
Okay. Let's go with a deceit versus his intuition.
Oh dear.
He's not fooled in the least.
Damn it.
So he's going to take a shot at the Land Rover's wheels as you drive out. So give me a drive check and see how fast you can pull out versus how... That sounds wrong. How fast you can pull out the car park versus how quickly you can get a shot off. That also sounds wrong.
He shoots the fuck out of those wheels.
Yeah, it hits both back tires. You see it, bang, good. Bang. And the back of the car just slumps. Luckily, it's an old style Land Rover, so it's a bit more durable. So you've still probably got enough tread to get to where you're going. Snorri's not going to be happy though.
Well, pay for some new tires. Yeah, a new windscreen. He didn't get look. Snorri did not live for 1,300 years without knowing the benefits of good insurance. Okay.
Maybe you just saw it for the con it was.
Yeah.
Are you insured to drive?
Okay. Wow. And Valky, you can see Mr. Leg Brace Man hobbling back to his motorcycle and tossing the sniper rifle into a rifle rack on the side.
You know what? Seeing as I can see him from this distance, I'm going to try the same thing with his fuel tank.
Okay.
It's going to be a bit of a...
This one's a bit more robust, so it's going to have some armor on it.
Yeah, I'm going to ask Ava to slow down a bit so I can focus carefully and aim the lasers directly at the tank. So I'm going to use 3 mental stress, so that's effectively 6 shifts of power, is that right?
That sounds right, yeah. Versus his...
So what am I rolling? Conviction I'm rolling?
Discipline.
Discipline.
Yeah. Okay. So you'd have to spend... You need to get up to 6 shifts of power, 6 difficulty to get off that shot. So you'd have to spend another 2 stress for a stress total of 5 to get that shot off, or take a consequence.
I think I'll take a mild consequence.
Okay. Call it drained or something like that.
Drained, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not enough to destroy the tank. However, you see him sort of the bike topple over, landing on the poor guy's legs again. It looks like it's going to take him a while to right it. So, in the meantime, you've got let's give you a 2-round head start on this guy as you start careening down the moors. Are you heading back to the city, or are you heading out further into the moors?
I think you muted, Ali.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you reckon? I think we should head towards civilization.
Yeah, I'm thinking that too.
Yeah.
So back through to town, then, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Sounds good. All right, so the traffic's going to be a little thicker, but you are at least heading back to a readout, aren't you? Okay. So make me 2 drive checks, please, Ali. That's 1 for that. 1 for that. Okay.
Is there any? Oh no, you need. Is there any way I could be assisting, like just? And I'm thinking if I could sort of know the road, if I know the roads, I could be giving advice on how to sort of speed through.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if you give me a drive check, you can help navigate. Right, so I'll give you Ali a +1 to each of those rolls. Seems reasonable.
Cool.
So, you're driving for about a minute or so before you can see this guy on the horizon behind you. So weaving your way through traffic and otherwise attempting to get ahead. So, can you make me another drive check, please, Ali? So basically, I'm going to do it for 5 rounds, and whoever has the highest basically gets the edge. So you've got 2 rounds unopposed, and then you hit traffic after about a minute or so. He appears on the horizon, and because he's got a motorcycle, he starts to gain some ground on you. He's still well ahead at this point. So make me another drive check.
There should be a mediocre meh.
Terrible -2 for him. He skids on an oil slick as he starts racing towards you. And it's, what is it? It's 3 for you, 4 for him. So it's pretty much neck and neck at this point as to who's going to, get ahead, who's going to be the fastest to reach the destination, or for him to catch up to you or you to get away. So make me one more drive check, please, Ollie. If you want to assist Falco, if you can get a +3 on the drive check, Falco, you can give her a +2.
Boom.
Okay.
So I might have to. Yeah, I'm going to invoke the faith at my aspect of I won't get caught again.
Okay. So, what are you going to do to prevent him from catching you?
I'm thinking sort of as we're getting closer to the city, I realise I know a shortcut. There's a bit we could just go off-road that his motorcycle won't necessarily be able to cope with compared to the Land Rover because it's a bit grittier despite the damaged tyres.
Okay. Right, yeah. Okay, that sounds okay. Let me just have a think. Yeah. So you two race back towards the city. And so the odd false starts here and there as you have to weed your way through traffic, and halfway back to the city, Aira has to make sort of full-on emergency stop as a car comes out of nowhere, and he manages to gain some ground. Luckily, at the last moment, Valko sort of gestures to one side, says, "Quick, take this way." Aira spins off to the side rapidly, whilst Marcus, Mr. Leg Brace Biker Man, zooms off ahead, seemingly unable to turn in time. And by the time you've sort of made it down this side road, he's clearly not been able to catch up. So you pull into onto a country lane for a few moments, managing to sort of hide yourself until the danger has passed. And the necromancer in your back seat begins to stir. So what do you do?
We
haven't found a Gagta yet, have we?
I thought we had.
Yeah, you have done.
I was going to bop on the head with the staff anyway, but
you can do it anyway. It's up to you.
Just make it more of a boop.
Yeah, pretty much. Just pick up the staff and sort of poke her with it in the face. It's for good.
She glares at you and mutters something. Oh, she would mutter something, but she's gagged. She's like,
What's that? Poke her with the staff again? Okay.
She struggles at her bonds for a moment before realizing she is stuck. So
yeah, we're not that stupid.
So how we?
I think we need to get her back to somewhere safer than the back of a Land Rover on a country lane before we take the gag off and start interrogating her.
Yeah, definitely.
Shall we?
Well, Snorri's Barn would be reasonably close by. I think you've not made it.
Snorri's where? What?
Snorri's Barn.
Oh, didn't know Snorri had a barn. Yes, let's go to Snorri's barn.
First, we're going to blindfold her and put a bag over her head or something.
Fair enough.
Okay. Yeah, let's say there's like a couple of old potato sacks in the back, so you pull one of those over your head before you head back to Snorri's house. Maybe it's not a barn, maybe it's a garage. I don't know.
It's hotly, it could be either.
Right, let's take it back there then.
Okay. So what is it? Is it a garage? Is it a barn?
Let's say it's a sizable shed, like a proper man shed.
Or like tools all like carefully lined up on the walls, etc.
Yeah, but somewhere like that he hangs out as well as just like stores tools, so there's space to move around in it.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, presumably if he's got an old Land Rover as well, he's going to look after that, so he's going to have plenty of mechanics tools and stuff like that. Yeah, you pull the shed back into there. There's a look of horror on Snorri's face. Like, you've only been out an hour. What happened to the windscreen?
Vampires, magical vampires. This one's basically it's this one's fault, and we're going to interrogate her. But don't worry. Just claim all on your insurance and say that I ran into a cow or something, and I'll pay your excess.
He sort of looks at you for a moment, glares, narrows his eyes, and then shrugs and goes, "Yeah, yeah. What can you do, eh? What can you do?"
We could use your shed to interrogate this bad person. I can't think of any better words. I mean, she's the one that blew up the car. She's a necromancer who blew up the car and has ancient Greek magic necromancy wand. So she might even be older than you.
Windows?
Pardon?
Can you try not to break any more windows?
I will try. I didn't break any windows.
Yeah.
I could temporarily replace the window with ice. Just stop another bullet coming through. But yeah, no more windows, I promise. Yeah. So let's take this woman to the shed.
He shrugs and goes back inside. He's listening to the archers.
I don't trust him.
Because after 1,300 years in rural Britain, what else can you do? Just listen to the archers. It's a sign he's given up on life.
Yeah. I carefully. Was there sort of an exit hole from the bullet? Anyway, that hit the windscreen.
The bullet is buried in the back seat, in a headrest on the back seat. So after a few moments, you can dig it out, and yep, it looks to be a sort of quite. Ooh. Give me a weapon. Give me a guns roll. See if you recognize what kind of is a bullet.
I knew that. That's good.
Yeah. This means to be some kind of ammunition. No, you can't tell much about the type of bullet.
Well, I'll pocket it. It might come in handy for locating him again.
Ooh, that's a good point. Okay. So what's the plan?
What kind of magic do you have again, Valko?
It involves light. Luxomancy.
Okay. This necromancer seems to be human, doesn't she? Given that she didn't burn up.
Yeah.
Oh, she's not a revenant. I know. She'll be with the revenants. That makes sense.
Can you like shine really bright light in her eye to try and get to talk?
Yeah, I can do. We could also, seeing as we got a gag in the mouth, we could also try waterboarding.
Yeah,
Not that we're bad people, but
I am.
bad guys now. Are we the bad guys? Nah.
We don't have skulls on our hats. We're not the bad guys. Though we do have skulls in our heads. Maybe we are the bad guys.
Yeah, I think maybe I'm going to have to spend a bit of time on this because I'm feeling a bit drained from all the fighting.
Okay. With that,
you're out of a scene now, so mild consequences and stress will have generated.
That is literally the question I was about to ask. Okay. So I'm going to. I will. I don't know how the best way to go about this is. I'll say to her. Okay, so we've lost your little minion, and even if he finds us, I beat him to shit once. I can beat him to shit again, especially with that leg. And this time I won't be calling him an Uber. He has worn out all courtesy on my part. So you can either talk or we can torture you slowly to death until you talk. We killed, just hashtag full disclosure, we killed everyone in that house who you set up to jump us. So the hostiles that were neutralized were your mates, not us. So sorry, not sorry.
No, we didn't kill all of them.
Oh no, we didn't kill all of them. There's that one that's
and our friends are interrogating him right now, so
yeah.
whoever talks first gets to live. Ah, this works out quite well. I shall make preparations.
I mean, what have they got? A 1 hour head start. So yeah, you might as well. Can you go? Should we ask Snorri to start digging the hole for the body? I don't know.
How much do they know? I'm going to start. Yeah, I'm guessing there's loads of
light show. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm guessing there's a load of caked muzz around the wheel arches of the Land Rover. I'm going to sort of set up a ritual circle with it and sort of basically have a really permanently, really gaudy, horrible, bright light shining directly in one direction.
Sounds good. I'm not going to make you roll for that because that's a dramatic effect. Right. So give yourself a +2 from Valco's light show, a +2 for the argument, and give me an intimidation roll versus her discipline.
Who's running intimidation? Who's rolling intimidation? Sorry.
Well, in theory, Aira's doing the talking, so it would
right. Okay.
really be her.
Intimidation. So, what do I have? +2 from the light show.
And +2 from the argument, and also the caught with the pants down aspect from last week for the strike team.
So
where's
that's
that? You got +5.
Yeah.
She swallows and then sort of nods her head briefly. Did you take the gag off?
No, not yet.
Yeah, nods her head, looks at you for a moment, and then sort of shrugs and
I'll take the gag off then.
Well, I'm just in this for the paycheck.
Fair enough. Where is Tarquin Zandor?
He's at the drop zone.
Where is the drop zone?
Let me just find that out. Where is the drop zone? Renishaw Hall. He's waiting there for the auction.
Ooh, what's the auction? What is it? Oh, is it for the spear? Yeah. Oh, sorry. You know, as Scandinavians, we're all blonde naturally, so we don't always get things at first.
Another team's bringing in the spear to Renishaw Hall. It'll be auctioned tonight.
Cool. Who make up the other team? More vampires?
Vampires were just attempt to throw you off the scent, get you caught with a strike team. Beringer and Freewater. Give me a contacts roll, you two.
I know nobody, Jon Snow.
Yeah, the two names mean nothing to you.
Do I have a phone on me? Oh, I do. I will ring the other three and see if any of them know these two names.
Okay, let me see. I'll see if any of them have a decent contacts roll. Oh yeah, George got +3. Good old George. Yeah, she knows who both of them are.
She knows everything about them.
Beringer's a size 12. Freewater favors a kitten heel. Oswald Beringer is an envoy to... Oh, sorry. Oswald Beringer claims to be an envoy for a dragon out in eastern Germany. As for Freewater, it's Samala Freewater, and she's a sorcerer for hire. What else there must be something else I can tell you with that. Yeah, Oswald Beringer is a self-styled dragon knight from East Germany. Favors a sword. Spent a lot of time in private military companies. Rumored to be a bit of a brute. Samala Freewater has been sorcerer and terrorist for hire. Rumored to have connections in Latin America. So a follow-up question about, what the hell are they doing here? Seemingly, this doesn't seem like their kind of wheelhouse. Like they're seems surprised that someone would have the money to pay for those two. Yeah, to be involved.
So they were bringing the spear in.
They are bringing the spear in.
All right. So I'm sensing a auction heist at some point.
Oh yes. Do any of us have anything illusionary?
Perhaps I might be.
I'm thinking of serving, kidnap the auctioneer and put a veil on in their place to take their place. Realness. That's a lot of realness. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of words for realness. Yeah.
So well, maybe. Oh, cool.
No. Did you mean talking out loud? Thinking out loud.
Sorry.
Or maybe someone more innocuous in the auction house who would have access to the items behind the scene, but who you wouldn't really notice.
That's more the kind of
realness we want to be serving.
Yeah, that's the one. If we were sort of backstage, as it were, because they're going to be bringing items in or out. I guess what we need to do now is scope out what we can find out about the auction.
Yeah. Then who
Also
works there?
Also figure out in the short term what we're going to do with this not Agent Asset Grey.
I actually want to say Agent Grey as well. So I think we need to handily call up an NPC for this session, and get them to guard her. Actually, see if we can get Snorri. Snorri will be, yeah. Ask Snorri to guard her until we contact him, and then release her when we've got the spear.
Okay.
Because if we, I'm just thinking, I don't particularly wish her any harm if she's just in it for the money as well. And then but equally, I'm not letting her go until this is all wrapped up, because she could just tell Tarquin everything we know.
Okay. It's so you head inside. Snorri's just finished listening to the archers. He looks up.
That's the most evil sound on the planet.
God damn, it's stuck in my head now. Yeah, he's not exactly happy to be playing sort of simultaneously kidnapper / babysitter. But given that he's got a strange woman in his shed, he's sort of not really got much option.
I say to him, Snorri, if you do this for us, then I will not only pay the excess on your insurance for the Land Rover, but I will get all the interior refitted with like proper good quality leather, because we know that only one thing lasts longer than good quality leather, and that's you, Snorri.
Oh,
I'll tell you what. How about you owe me a favor?
Yeah, that works too.
Excellent. Era owes. Sorry. Favor.
oh, what was the silver ring from? When did we get that?
The silver ring that was on. That was Marcus Trent's. Seemingly, all the revenants are wearing silver rings.
Ah, right.
Presumably, it's something to do with the enchantment that's essentially keeping them, not necessarily keeping them alive, but bringing them back to life.
All right. So okay. All right. Yeah, I just saw that and thought, how is this linked into these?
Oh, those are just little notes from me. Sorry.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
That's cool.
Right. So, what's the plan from here?
Well, first, find out everything we can about Renishaw. What was it, Hall?
Renishaw Hall. Right. So, make me a... What's it, academic? Is it academics?
Scholarship.
Scholarship. Make me a scholarship roll. It's a private country home. That much you know for definite. It's not an auction house. So this isn't a public auction. You can tell that much. Renishaw Hall has been through several owners in the past. Yeah, Renishaw Hall belongs to a private family. There's public tours and whatnot, and it can be hired out for private events, which is what you imagine has gone on here. Because as far as you're aware, Tarquin Zandor does not own Renishaw Hall.
Right, so...
But does the cabinet?
Maybe. So, one moment, let me just... As far as you're aware, it's a privately run trust that owns Renishaw Hall. Yeah, stately home. Good book type of private events.
Let's see if we could look up, get some pictures of staff, or maybe even just dresses. Was it tonight, the auction?
Yeah.
Do we know what the auction, the company that's doing the auction is called?
The necromancer, who's still not giving you a name, lets you know that it's not been done in a company, it's Tarquin Zandor hosting.
Oh, bollocks. Is it who's providing the kind of like behind the scenes help then? Is it just staff from the hall?
Some staff from the hall, some of Tarquin's own people.
Okay. Using the phone that one of the phones, either her phone or the other captured guy's phone. I do an image search of Renishaw Hall to find out how the staff kind of dress, whether there's kind of a uniform.
Right, give me an investigation roll. Because you might not be able to find it on their website, but you might be able to troll through internet-based things.
For a second there, I thought I hadn't got investigation as a skill, and I was cursing my past self.
No, that's fine. Yeah, it takes a good searching because it's not the kind of thing you find on their website necessarily. But there are sort of odd media events and stuff like that being covered, whereas you've seen pictures of the staff. It's the sort of general formal waiter/waitress attire, waiting staff attire, white shirt, black trousers.
That should be easy enough to dig up and dig
Yeah.
some clothes out of a wardrobe. What time is it now? How long have we got?
It's just after midday at this point, so
I've got plenty of time then.
plenty of time.
Okay. I purely out of courtesy, I asked the woman we've captured what her name is.
Yana.
Okay. Well, I hope you're comfortable enough in this shed, and
You're not going anywhere soon.
yeah, we will
So that was a terrible plan.
we will let you go once this is over. I promise. Well, as long as we win, because if we don't win, then we'll be dead, and therefore there'll be no one to tell Snorri to let you go. And Snorri's quite patient, so he might be here for a few thousand years. But yeah, if we do win, then we will let you go, because, well, I said I'd call your mate an Uber after I beat him up, and I did. So, you know, he can trust me on my word. There's a few other things you can trust me with, but that is one.
We probably won't call you an Uber, though, seeing as he tried to kill us again. Will we?
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay, so what's the plan?
Dress up as their waiting staff. Find a way round back to sneak in.
Okay. So you're taking the Land Rover again?
Well, how long is it going to take to get to Renishaw? We don't necessarily.
1 moment.
I don't think we're going to be driving around in. So we can't.
And a Land Rover with 2 wheels.
2 wheels and no windscreen.
It's about 11 miles. Renishaw Halls in Eckington is sort of.
But we've got plenty of time, haven't we?
Yeah.
In which case, I say, let's go back into town and use Aira's love of socialism to get a car club car to use.
Okay. Give me a resources check. Let's see.
I have no resources.
No, it appears as though
all the cars are gone.
The Bank of Santa has dried up, apparently.
Well, shit.
I'll see if I can rustle up a bit of dough for a hire car. Yeah.
Okay. How about we get the bus?
Bus? Yeah, get the bus. Fine. Well, I got to get some clothes first, but yeah, we'll get a bus into town. Are we going to buy the clothes, or do we have some anyway?
I think in the circumstances, it's easy. You have to say you've got a white shirt and black trousers somewhere in the wardrobe. Okay. So, do you want to leave it there for tonight, and we'll?
Yeah, I think that's because I think otherwise it's going to get. It'd be good to get the other side's bits done and then join it up here rather than trying to go against Tarquin's Andor alone, which will not go well.
Yeah.
Indeed. So I think that went a bit better. I think it's.
Yeah, I think it's just slow because none of us have played this in over a month. Therefore, I don't know what anything does. And then I had to change dice color twice because they weren't playing ball.
They weren't playing.
No.
Oh, is that how it works? You have to change the color.
Yeah, because there's no kind of naughty corner, is there? So the naughty corner has to be replaced by color changes.
Okay. Right. Yeah, leave it there. Right. Storm for D&D tomorrow. So that's at 6:30.
Right. See you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Cheers,
Good evening. Bye.